I work here in my shop every day and also with my YouTube channel, and I use these smaller Sony style APC, they're like compact cameras, very common. But they share almost a similar screen, or in many cases the same type of display screen as like any camera today. Flip up or flip out, it doesn't really matter. And even the professional models. I broke a screen, and what I did is I went to Amazon and I tried out this brand, right? I found, like, I went through a bunch of different brands and there was some recommendations. We'll talk about what brand it is when we get into the video. So I picked one, it was a 3-pack, and I put it on, and that was, I don't know, several months ago. And it seemed to work out pretty good. So in this video, we're actually going to go through that. We're going to stick a screen on each one of the cameras. I'm only going to show one camera being done, but I did both cameras. One's up here, the other one you're actually using right now. Now, a shop is a hostile environment for a camera. You can imagine, right? The dirt, just the if anybody's ever watched like any kind of shop-oriented or heavy machine equipment video, you might even see the YouTuber kind of knock a camera over. It happens, right? Accidents happen. All right, let's get started. So I've already taken off my lens, which I recommend. Good, I can actually give it a quick cleaning in a little bit. Put the caps on. I also put a cap back on, to cover over the sensor. And so I've got this is premium ultra protection, premium quality screen protector pro. Let's just give it an opening. This is made in China, and it's a Quibox glass screen protector for the A6000. It's a 3-pack. So it should fit this one because the A6000 has the same screen. All right, now they give you wipes. So let's open it up and see what we have. So here's a screen. Tear film. Now this is what you're going to be using to hold on to. It actually looks like it's a little weird. All right. So it seems like it fits on there good. Now mine's a little cracked. So that's why I say this might be a good way to, I can replace the screen. I can actually do it myself. It just says tear film. Now I'm not going to put it on this side because it's harder for me to reach because of all the gear I've got on this camera. And this is the wipe to remove excess dirt. So this is the wet. The number 1 is your wet, and number 2 is your dry. All right, so let's try. I was going to just use one of my alcohol swabs, but since they give you everything you need, so let's do the wet. Basically, alcohol swabs is all it really is. Hands should be clean. You could wear gloves if you want, but I just wipe my hands off. And I probably have grease. Let's see, what's it smell like? It smells like a kind of alcohol. And then this is the wet, the dry. And it definitely is dry. And there might be some grease left on it. I say that looks real clean. Oh my, I haven't seen it that clean in a while. I think I see a little bit in the corner here. Now, I tried different things. You can try, they have these, like, it's almost like a crazy glue. But honestly, with coated glass like this, I wouldn't do anything like that. I've tried it, it doesn't work. They can't get in there in the capillaries. So it says tear the film. So this is the film. All right. Now, when you take this off, that's it. Okay. And now that's going to stick right to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up, I think, along the bottom. So you got to hold it
I'm going to line it up along the bottom and try to get it lined up real good. And I did a test fit, and it's not perfect. Oh, it's already starting to glue down. Hold on. You can pick it up. So let me try lining up along the top. Oh, hold on. It's not easy to do, and especially, you know, for me at the end of the day, I get tired. But don't panic, take your time. Once it starts to go, it's got to come over. I want it to come over. Oh, that's almost perfect, guys. Oh, that's it. Let it go. All right, here we go. See it? I don't know if you can see it, but you see it? It's like washing down. I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm going to push to the corner, push any air out. Right to the corner. Oh, that's beautiful. I might even do it on my A6000. So I'm actually recording on my A6000, and this is my Sony A6400. Oh, yeah. That's nice. Right? It's just a little air bubbles in the corner, but I think we're okay. And yeah, we're good. And like I said, I'll probably replace the screen, but this was, you know, a few bucks. And I might even put one on, like I said, I might put one on the A6000 later. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and apparently you're supposed to be able to use the touch screen and everything. But I'm not too worried about that because I don't use it that often. But I've seen another demonstration on it. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to plug it in later, and in a little bit I got to do a couple of recordings from my YouTube channel. And yeah, that's nice. I think it's glass, but it could be plastic. I don't know. Well, that was weird. There we go. Yeah, there's just a little bit of something on it. And the other reason I like doing this is because, yeah, there's just a little bit of air caught right in that crack area. I see it. Right? It's picking up some air in there. Mostly because that crack, I can see the crack more now. It's actually showing the crack a little bit. But it's starting to settle in. And it's because it is cracked. And I don't want the crack to get worse, and then I have to replace the screen. But the idea of this is that it would have prevented the crack. I don't know how the crack happened. I was outside shooting. It was like a spring day. The temperatures were changing. Maybe something fell out of the sky and hit it. All I know is I brought it back in, and there was a crack on the screen. And now we got to live with a crack. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it. Stop touching it. And that'll hold everything together. Okay, I think we did pretty good. I still have 2 more, so that'll give me enough to do the A600 or A6000, really. And get that done. That's the camera we're on right now, and then I don't have to worry about that. And that leaves me with an extra, and this should buy me some time. I'm definitely happy. Take your time putting it on. See you guys in a minute. Okay, I got the camera on, and I think you might be able to see it. All right, it'll be a little glary, but I can touch the screen. This is touch focus. So I'll try it in a few different positions. So yeah, as soon as I touch the screen, that little box shows up. And is it maybe a little less reactive? I don't know. But it works. All right, so I'm happy with that. And here's another quick shot. All right, there's the cord hanging there. Now that cord will be on my left. It just happens to be there right now. So this is the standard sort of setup that I'm running now. And I just finished up making a few patch cords and such so that I can just plug things right in. It's the back of the camera. This is nice. Right angle plug. I can just unplug this. Okay. So that's nice. It's a good deal. That's my microphone jack. And then over here, right, is a USB. So that's for charging. Excuse me. No, that's the USB is up here. I actually have that right here. I got to put that in. So this goes in there. And it stays there. And then this is bundled over here. So that if I want to just plug it in and charge up the battery or battery internally when I use that battery, or when I want to pull data off, you know, pictures and video. So just kind of bundled out of the way. And then we got my DC 12 volt out, right? I got my battery test. I got my new batteries. These are the sort of medium-sized batteries. I forget what they are. I got adapter here, right? So I can just unplug everything that I need. And here is a dummy battery. This is a battery extender. So it comes over to here. I wired these up. I made these cables up. I could mount the light here if I want, or I can take this off and mount it wherever I want. It's on this nice little, these are Riggers clamps, right? Gaffer style. It's made by Small Rig, and they got 1/4-20 on either side. I made this bracket here on a friction clutch, and then I can adjust the boom. This is all adapted so that I can plug in. I can actually remove the plug from here, and if I want to put the light over here, I have a choice. I can run the light from the main battery, or I can run it on its own battery. It goes up there, so I have the 2 cords, and you can see those are extension cables, and they just unplug from the microphone and the light. And what's nice about this is it keeps it light. But everything is very, very light. So that making this piece over here was kind of neat. I just took this off of a cheap mic stand that I had. All right, and so we got, was that a Ulanzi or whatever? That's just adjustable ball head. So I can adjust this however I really feel I need to. And it works pretty good so far. This is first test, but I've been testing it as I go. And you can see the light up there. So it's quite bright, even though it's turned down. And then later on, see down here, this is DVI with an adapter. It's just a DVI pass-through. And it'll probably be over here on my left. And this is what's going to connect into my system. So Small Rig makes a nice little bracket here that I can screw in. So the idea of all of this is to not continuously unplug from the camera, stressing the camera connectors. So this is DVI or HDMI, and that goes right into there. And that can stay on there, and it's easy to unplug. So when I want to take the camera off, it's just a couple of plugs. I generally don't take the camera off that often. Until the end of the day when I want to pull footage out. But it makes it real. Everything is real easy now because everything is on a plug. I'm doing it with one hand and I'm trying not to screw up the camera angle. But everything comes out. All of this comes out real easy. And as I like to say, disc plugs. And of course over here, I've got the mount for my cell phone. So when I want to control it with the cell phone, which is nice because it just gives me a little bit bigger screen over here, and I have 2 cell phones I can use if I wish. And that gives me a nice size screen. This is the DC out 7.4. That's what is powering the camera. Camera's a 7.4. And accessories like the light, things like that, they're usually 12. The battery, there's a battery in the Rode mic that's 9 volt, and that's a rechargeable battery, and they last sometimes 2 days. I mean, I often leave it on. I usually replace the battery once a day, and you know, when I start shooting in the morning or whatever, whenever I start shooting, I replace the battery. And this is just a standard K&F concept. This one actually has the bigger ball head on this side. I was mixing and matching, and just as a note, I actually like these. These are the cam action style. I have the other one, which is a twist lock. This stand over here, and it's just crap. It's already come apart. I got tape in there to increase the friction. That's no good. You do not want a stand that has an issue like that, because you got like a $2,000 or more camera, and then your camera's going to fall. But other than that, I like the stand. I just swapped a few things. I don't know why they cheaped out on that, but it seems like the cam lock is better.
So if you're worried about your camera screen being cracked, I would recommend putting these things on. And if you're like me and you've already cracked it, put one on before it gets too bad. You know what? It's cheap insurance. Even if you're reluctant to put it on, you might want to pick one of these up. They're very inexpensive. When I got mine, it was almost a year ago because it was like spring when I cracked it. And I let a few months go by and I thought about it and I don't have much money. And I thought, well, I was looking into replacing the screen. I can actually do that. And I thought, what am I doing? Right? What if I just put a cheap $10 glass thing? You can remove them, although if you have a cracked screen, and it's really on there good, that could be an issue when you go to pull it up. Now, I show actually being able to move it around, but I hadn't fully pressed it in place. They do come off, all right? Don't freak out. They do come off. If you put a little bit of pressure on, maybe get a little stick or, spudging stick, spudger, whatever. I use green sticks or your fingernail or something or a wooden ice cream stick and just apply a little bit of pressure in the corner. You'll see it. It'll start to lift up over time. And you could probably even throw a little alcohol underneath it. Make sure the battery is out. Make sure you cover everything and be as gentle as you can, right? But, these cameras are pretty durable. And I think for me, it was the right choice, right? Because I'm using them every day. I can't afford to have another camera down, right? I've had problems with cameras before. I bought a new Canon M50 and it died in a month. So it's definitely something to consider. Maybe you pick one up, a 3-pack or a 2-pack or whatever, stick it in your camera bag. And if, God forbid, that day occurs where it breaks, clean everything off, put the thing on right away. And I think you'll be good for a long time. And you can think about what you want to do and how you want to, deal with this issue later on. Thanks for watching this episode of Archer's Garage. And occasionally I like to bring some tips and tricks about cameras and YouTubing and technical stuff. Something a little bit off the beaten path for what I normally do. But they're helpful things, and hopefully you guys got something out of this. So I'll see you on another episode of Archer's Garage.